Big Guy Fitness, day 10, daily journal. Taking a new path, and this is a nice little hill. This is going to be a challenge for sure. So my breathing's going to be a little off. Today's topic, every day I have a bunch of things I stumble on at night that I want to talk about, but I definitely want to get back to the topic I was going to talk about yesterday, which was food. And foods and meals that make this whole weight loss process a little simpler. I found a few things that work for me. One of them is, I do this fasting and intermittent fasting. It's become kind of a lifestyle thing. I don't mind it. So I basically stop eating for the most part around, I'd say 6 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock maybe. Usually, around there. And then sometimes I'll snack a little at night. Not on anything horrible, maybe some pistachio nuts, which aren't the greatest, but still, it's not bad. Diet soda is something that is controversial, but when you watch more and more videos, they say there's no real good studies that say it does any horrible damage on you, both for diet and also health. They say you basically, for the aspartame to be a damaging thing, really has to be like 20 diet sodas a day, which I only drink about 18, so I'm good. Actually, I do drink a lot. Usually do drink about 4 or 5 a day, if not, yeah. Sometimes I only drink half of one, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, what are we talking about? Diet soda here. But that is one of my vices. It causes me not to be as hungry, which is a weird thing. So usually after my workouts and stuff, or after this walk, I'll go home, pop a diet soda, sip on it. I won't drink most of it. It's just something to get in there. But as far as the food, I'll wake up in the morning, so I'll be fasting all night from about 8, 9 o'clock till say, wake up around 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock. I go on my walk for an hour, and then we're already at, 14 hours? So then I will do my walk, get an hour in, take a shower, and try and get right to my weight resistant workout. Once I get into that, it almost always works out that I don't have to eat before this. So I work out fasted, which for me, it feels a little better. And once I start pumping weights, any ghrelins or any hunger discomfort I have goes away. And it's not, for me, somehow it's not usually a large hunger thing, but it's enough to question, should I eat before I work out? If I just go right to the weights after the first set or two, I drink a little water, I'm good. And I get through that whole workout. And a lot of times after that workout, I may go play tennis, or I may do a second walk. I'm trying to cut down my walks because I was doing 4 days, 5 miles each. It's just way too much. Don't need to do it. I did it at the beginning. So if anybody's watching this and they're on the beginning of their journey, walking is, for me, the secret. That and intermittent fasting, those two things put together, if that's all you do for 6 months, you lose 30 pounds easily, with no question. I mean, as long as you cut out a little bit of your crazy processed foods and all that stuff. But really, you don't have to hit the gym hard. You don't have to do HIIT training. You don't have to do any of that stuff. All this stuff will fall into place with those two simple tools, especially the cutting out the crap food and intermittent fasting. That literally changed everything for me. That was something that I did for the first 3 months. Nothing else. I didn't even walk. I literally just ate cleaner, took all the processed foods out, the cereal boxes, the potato chips, the pre-made meals that you can buy that are frozen and stuff and have preservatives. All that stuff I took out, and I lost almost 30 pounds immediately. It was crazy how fast the weight was falling off. So when I did end up settling into having to find a meal plan, and I'm not hugely strict with it, but I like these foods, so I do tend to eat them almost all the time. One of them is in the morning. So after I get through those workouts, and I eat around 2 o'clock in the afternoon or so for my first meal. And again, that's variable. None of this is strict because I don't want to be stressed about it. But I'll eat two eggs, put them in a frying pan with some butter. You can use avocado oil, but I don't like the temperatures of all those things. And I just think it's, for me, cleaner. I don't mind. I've been reading a lot of stuff and about butter, using grass-fed butter or any clean butter to cook with. It's a little better. They say ghee and tallow and all that. Again, I don't think these macros matter unless you're really concerned about health things as far as cholesterol and this and that. And those macros may help a little. I don't think they're going to help a lot. I don't think a little bit of butter is going to save your life more than a little bit of oil or even seed oils. Everybody says seed oils are awful, especially you heat them to a certain temperature. They do something chemically and they bond, and then they cause it hard for your body to digest, and it's like poison. And okay, but if I'm only using a little tiny scoop every 4 days, I don't think, if that's what I'm gonna die from, that's what I'm gonna die from. So I do that, 2 eggs, half an avocado. The avocado cut up, I just throw some salt and pepper on it, a little bit of salt, a lot more pepper for the flavor. And then I put some olive oil on it. I used to not, and now I do. I love the flavor. And that's it, very clean. Sometimes I'll use a little bit of ketchup. I'll dab a little in there. Sometimes I'll even have half a slice of bread. There are certain breads I use. I'm not hugely picky on that. I don't like floury white bread. So sometimes I'll put the eggs in there, a little avocado, half a slice of bread, cut it in half, make a little sandwich out of it. And that's my first meal. And somehow that just ties me over for the longest time. And this is the thing, again, this is where that variable thing, let life be dynamic. If I'm thinking I'm gonna eat 2-3 meals that day, and I wanna try and get a lot of protein in, but I still have some weight to lose, I will, if that satiates me and holds me over throughout the day and I make it to the night and I'm not really that hungry, I'll count that as one of my 1 meal a day. If I go through the day and I'm just not hungry, I'm not going to force a meal if I still have some weight I want to lose. And if I can get through a 24-hour fast that might turn into a 36, I'll just let it go. Planning is really tough for me because when I get locked into a schedule, if I miss out, if I do something wrong on that plan, I'll get a little bummed. I'll be like, I didn't make it today. Now tomorrow I have to do double. I don't like that feeling. So anyway, second or third meals, if I'm really trying to crush the protein, which I really have to start doing, I'm not as good with that plan, because again, that's forcing yourself to stay on a schedule. Because they say you want to have 1 gram of protein per ounce of per pound of body weight. So if my goal is 169, 170, I got to have 170 grams of protein. Some say a little less, some say even a little more, like 1.5 to 2 grams of protein, especially the older you get. So if you eat a can of tuna fish, that's like 24, 30 grams of protein. If you eat a burger patty and some others say you might be getting 40 grams. So each meal you might be getting maybe on an average of 30 grams of protein. That means 30, 60, 90, 120, 100, I don't know how to count. But that's about, 6 servings of protein. So the only way to offset that is by using whey protein isolate. That's supposedly one of the better protein powders, having it isolate. And that gets a little pricey doing those kind of things, but it helps with getting your daily need for protein, especially when you're older. You need much more protein to build muscle and maintain. So for the meals, if I'm not doing protein, which I don't do a lot of, I will do a chicken breast. That was one thing that I really started on, was literally chicken breast and onions. I'd grill the onions, plain chicken breast, olive oil, cook that up. And then I would do some, salt and pepper and all that kind of stuff. Maybe a little oregano or something, Italian seasonings. And that was it, clean. Again, I would dab a little, maybe in ketchup. I'd use mustard a lot, so I wouldn't have to use the sucrose, high sucrose corn syrup that's in the ketchup. That's one thing I'm not, that's direct sugar into your bloodstream, which the whole point is avoiding insulin spikes, keeping those spikes short and low so your body can just burn fat. Once it goes into that insulin spike, you're not losing anything. And the more you keep yourself in an insulin spike, the more difficult it is for your body to say, okay, give me, it tells you to give you a break. I need time. Oh man, these hills are crushing me. Okay, so that was the chicken breast and stuff. Now, go into the grass-fed burgers. You can get these burger patties at Costco or wherever. And the thing with grass-fed, though, is like what is happening with eggs. There's free range, there's pasteurized, there's all these different titles and selections, and half of them are bullshit. Like free range only means that it can't be confined to a cage, but it can be in a small little room with 800 other chickens with the cage door open. Then it just goes on and on and on. And I think it's pasteurized, free roaming or something that are the good eggs. Of course, they're more expensive. But the reason for that is they eat natural, they eat the stuff from the ground. They get all the bugs, they get all the minerals, they're not in a cage eating their own shit, and they're not eating grains that are processed, and that is what you end up eating. That gets into their body and the meat and the fat. So with the grass-fed, the interesting thing is, it's if it says grass-fed, you think it's great. That only means that sometime in the life of that cow, beef, it's been fed grass. But that doesn't mean it could have also been fed other stuff. It just means it's been fed grass at one point. So what you want to look for, which is harder and more expensive, is grass-fed, grass-finished. What that means is the last 30 days of the animal's life before they slaughter it and gets to your plate. How happy a life that is. They fed it grass they didn't feed it any grains and all that. So that means all that stuff in the last 30 days is what's getting into the bloodstream and the fats of the meat. So that means you're eating more natural stuff. So I'll eat grass-fed, grass-finished burger patties. Sometimes I'll have with that some asparagus or some Brussels sprouts. I don't mind carbs, so I'll eat some potatoes. I'll take some potatoes, chop them up into little quarter squares, throw those in the air fryer. I'll put them in a bowl with some olive oil, mix in some seasoning, some hot pepper flakes, a whole bunch of little seasonings, mix that up, throw it in the air fryer. Tastes amazing. Put them in for 20 minutes or so on high 400. They're not totally crispy, but then I'll have some left over, and the next day I'll put those back in the air fryer with something. So then the other thing is the salmon. Salmon's amazing. Take out a piece of salmon. I get my stuff off of QVC. They're salmons from Faroe Island, and really, really high quality. I have a friend that has a fish delivery company, and they have 10 different kinds of salmon from different regions, and their two top ones that go to the single Michelin star restaurants and the 3-star restaurants. The one that goes to the Michelin star is the Faroe Island one. So it's good quality, tastes great, very easy. You unpackage, throw it in the air fryer for 8 minutes, done. Quick, easy meal, delicious. Sometimes I'll eat just that. I won't eat anything else with it. It's just easy. It's just, hey, I don't need any sauces or anything on it. It has a little its own seasoning, which is great. It's a nice mix of flavors. So those are the main things I do. That doesn't mean I don't eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm saying when I try and eat clean, it's eggs and avocado. It's grass-fed beef. It is salmon. I think I'm forgetting something. But lots of eggs, hard-boiled eggs. All these things give you protein. And the magic about eggs, and I will finish this up. This is getting way too lengthy. The magic about eggs is you have to eat the yolk and the egg white. Now, if you want a little more extra filling, you can get, instead of eating 5 full eggs, you could eat 3 full eggs and a little egg white in the container, just to give you a little more filling. But you want both, because the egg and the yolk work together to give you all the nutrition. If you take one out or the other out, you're just not getting the value of what you need in the egg. So that's the food. We'll talk more about that, because I do have some other, not tricks, but just things that I do that keep me on this plan and makes it a lot easier. The music listening for the day is Racer X. I talk about it in a short video. If you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe and do all that stuff. I want to try and get a community here where it keeps me motivated and we can all talk together, learn from each other. So subscribe, click the bell for notification, and give it a like, and please comment. I'd love to talk to people. So the music listening for the day was Racer X, a band I discovered when I was going through music school. A guy named Paul Gilbert, who ended up playing guitar with Mr. Big, started that band with Billy Sheehan, and amazing guitar playing stuff. Racer X is more fast guitar. It's like guitar gymnastics almost. He started the band by himself. As far as guitar player, there are other guys in it, of course, but I think the first album was, there might have been some singing on it, but I think it was a lot of just guitar. And it was just him. Even the harmony guitar parts were him. Then he had a student at GIT, Hollywood Musicians Institute, and he took him in. His name was Bruce Bouye. He ended up playing with Rob Halford and started a band called Scream. Yeah, amazing. Both two different, sort of different styles. Bruce is more a bluesy guitar player. He tries to throw some bluesy stuff in there, pentatonic stuff. But this stuff is all arpeggios, string skipping arpeggios, weird ways of double tapping notes and going up the scale. Like, it's a unique way of tapping. And it's fun. It's so much fun to learn. And as an aspiring guitar player at music school, it was just, might not have been the most musical music, if that makes any sense, but it was definitely an orgy of guitar, which is always fun for a guitar player. Guitar players just want to play. They just want to play. So playing chords is like, give me something to play. So that's the good stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Keeping consistent. I can't wait till I say Big Guy Fitness Day 342. Holy crap, made it past a year. That's amazing. All right, hope everybody's healthy, happy. Hope you're getting your fitness in, eating right, staying on schedule. Don't kill yourself if you slip. Just get back on it. Lifestyle change, all that consistency. I will see you later. Out.